Where's my Crawley? There he is. Let's do a couple of mid-air morphs. Now, do I want to use the save room here or not? So the reserve tank room I don't think is worth it, personally, because every room you have to go through in the area is a lava room, and you get a couple missile tanks and a reserve tank. I don't think they're worth it. And I also don't, like, to get to the save room, because of the shape of the room, you can't easily wall jump to it. I guess I could freeze a guy and get up to the save room. But I want you to think about it. Think about what the path leading to the speed booster looks like in the vanilla game. And think about what it's going to do in the rotator and how it's going to change the way that room works. Because it's actually pretty cool. It's actually pretty nifty. And I like it a lot. So what happens when you pick up the speed booster in this tunnel, if you're not familiar... Oops, I didn't mean to waste that. If you're not familiar, what typically happens is the speed booster causes lava to start rising in the tunnel, but if you're running, you will avoid the rising lava. We won't be running. That is not our mission in life today. Our mission is to climb the tunnel with wall jumps before the lava catches up to us. First time I did this, I think I accidentally wall jumped into one of those spikes and fell all the way back down to the bottom, which isn't fun for everybody. I don't recommend it. But as long as you kind of know what you're doing and stick to the left wall and keep a cool head and maybe get hit by a drill bat or 2 or 3. I think there's actually only 2 in the room, though. Escaping the rising lava. Because it's got to rise a lot farther before it catches you, right? Like... It's not going to just, It's not like the actual speed booster room where if you don't speed booster, the lava catches you as a matter of course. So we got the speed booster, now let's go get the wave beam. And if we were to drop through the hole in the wall here and go down through this path, we would end up in Lower Norfair. Not really interested in that. Gotta be honest with you. Not really down for that. There's actually a couple of items you could get pretty easily in that area. Including an energy tank, if you really wanted an extra energy tank at this point in the game. But I like that energy tank to be there for after I'm done with Ridley. And you'll see why after I'm done with Ridley. Oh, I guess I missed that missile tank up there. Oh, well. Alright, so that's the wave beam, and I guess now we're going to make our way up to the wrecked ship. No, we can get the missile tank here. It's fine. It's on the way. We might as well. I don't know to what degree, if any at all, the creator of this ROM hack intended you to use glitches to get through areas. Like, I know that we saw that the randomizer can require glitches in certain situations. I don't know if that's the case here. I think, like, even the mock ball, I can't really think of anywhere mock ball is going to be super useful in the rotation, but some of the Meridia animal glitches might be. I don't think we'll be using any. Really, if you can precisely wall jump, you should be pretty much okay. You know, I'm going to grab this missile tank down here, I think. Oh no, I didn't miss the one above. I got it in the end anyway. I don't want to be going through with 5 fewer missiles than I typically have at this stage of the game. I do have 10 more missiles than I typically have at this stage in the game because we went and did the gauntlet, and I have 1 extra energy tank that I usually don't have because you can get it out of Blue Brinstar without any assistance. And we are, of course, going to not fight Crocomire The Crocomire room has, like, special coating. It doesn't get rotated. I think we are going to have to super missile some fleas, though. Yeah, we're good. So this room, which is not typically traversable without the speed booster, has been made traversable specifically because I don't think he wanted to create any points in the game which would not be accessible. Like, you don't want to have a hallway that you now can't get through. There's one room in the game in particular that I think is the worst room in the rotation. By which I mean it was the one, it caught me the most off guard for how difficult it is to traverse. And, like, you have to almost relearn Metroid movement from scratch. I want to see if you guys can guess which room it is. Just thinking about what you know about the layout of the game. So we got some power bombs. This room here, you got to make sure that you spin jump through the door. Otherwise, you got a wall jump to get up and out. There's nowhere to land in there. If you go up and through, then... and you're not spin jumping, you just fall back down. And that's not of any value to anyone. Oh, having a high jump makes that room so much easier. Hey, that was a mean trick. Okay, so one thing they've changed is the wall jump is actually a lot more useful underwater. I'm not sure if we can... yeah, we can single wall jump here. As long as you got the high jump boots, I think. Samus is not supposed to be able to wall jump that well underwater. They had to alter the water physics a little bit because of the way the liquid works. I'm going to go ahead and take this charge one more time. And that's a good thing. Like, that means the people who made this ROM hack, they put it together. They're like, you know what we need to do is actually think about what rotating the whole game is going to do. Make sure the various rooms are still traversable. Even if not in the standard way that people are expecting. We still want people to be able to get through the ROM hack, right? And I actually prefer this kind of challenge to something like a hardcore difficulty challenge, something like Super Metroid Impossible. There's another one called Super Metroid Redesign, which got recommended to me. Look how bad this room would have been to try to wall jump back up through it. I mean, I could have made it, but what can we do with an extra, with early power bombs? Not really much of anything. We're about to come up on an example of a room that's actually much easier in the rotator, because you guys remember the yellow bounty spiny sand spur dudes? They don't jump at you in the rotator because they're trying to jump up, but up is the wrong direction. So you just wall jump where you need to go, and it's wonderful. The next room, however, is much more difficult in the rotator, where we're going to get our next pack of power bombs. And we're coming up on Phantoon. I think Phantoon is basically the same. There's a little less room to maneuver while fighting him, because as I mentioned, rooms tend to be a little bit wider than they are tall, just by like 2 blocks. But I don't think Phantoon, I don't think the fight changes materially the way that Crane... well, Crane changed a little bit. The Dragon and Ridley fights change quite a bit, though, because the shapes of their rooms are very integral to... do I want to save? Do I want a safety save here? I think I do, because I think this room we're about to go into is an enormous pain. You guys are also going to have to think about, okay, I made a big deal in the previous recordings about how I like how the Meridia entrance isn't actually the Meridia entrance. But now that you can't go through the glass tube, you can't power bomb it, how are we going to get into Meridia? Okay, I think I just want to... oh, that's right. They're on the ceiling. We're fine. We don't need to worry about these guys very much at all. We just put a power bomb down. I thought they were going to be on the floor, and that would have been very, very upsetting to me. No, this is bad. Oh, we got out of there. Good. Whew. As long as we hold right, I think we're fine. Okay, we land right on that block. Which is exactly where we want to be. More power bombs. Are you looking forward to seeing what the Rex ship walking Chozo statue does? I wasn't even thinking about the Rex ship walking Chozo statue the first time I played this, so it caught me completely off guard when it did the hilarious thing that it does. You fell off your wall. That's not very, it's not very neighborly of me. The good news is we don't have to shine spark into the wrecked ship now. I missed my missiles. That's fine. We could just fall into the wrecked ship. You might even be able to go up the top way up there. Up through the hole where you usually find a missile pack. I've never actually tried that. I wonder if it's possible. But what this means is we're going to walk into Phantoon with a lot more energy than I typically have when I fight him. Typically I'm walking in there with like one tank maybe. So there should be a hole in the ceiling right there. You can't see it because of the UI is in the way, but it's... I mean, I gotta bomb it. That should do it. Oh, let's do this. That did it. And it's the good old spikety room. These platforms are conveniently in the spikety room, and they're actually useful even when the power's not turned on. One of the test plays I did for Vanilla Super Metroid, I forgot to get this before fighting Phantoon, and this room with power turned on is extremely difficult. And I resolved to not do that again. And as far as I know, I never have, as long as I live. Love Brickroad, the end. Down we go. Yeah, you'll just see we're a little bit more cramped than usual, but it's not bad. By about maybe 2 blocks in each direction. We can still spin jump through all of this part here if we want to. Alright, buddy, where you at? Where you at? Okay. Other than that, the Phantoon fight's going to be pretty much the same. It's got about 4 blocks less space total. And you can get closer to the top of the screen, which means he can get closer to the top of the screen, but I don't think that actually matters. Because he tends to just fly around anyway. He's doing what he's got to do. You know, everybody does what they got to do. Oh, he's gone. I think I hit 3 missiles by accident. Oh, we're not doing waves then. We're going straight into... We're going straight into muckety-muck nonsense. I picked up a spare super there, so I had to throw one at the wall just to make sure that the karmic balance of the universe was maintained. You wouldn't want there to be an extra super missile floating around. That's something we learned during the Cold War. Pretty sure there was a James Bond movie about that. Alright, man, you're looking pretty dark brown now. Oh, man, I just finished a jigsaw puzzle. I got a jigsaw puzzle. I got a stack of jigsaw puzzles for Christmas. Everybody knows I love jigsaw puzzles. Got him. But it's a jigsaw puzzle based on the board game Villainous, which is a Disney board game. One of the characters you can play is Jafar, being one of the most famous Disney villains. And somebody got me the jigsaw puzzle for Jafar, and all of the cards from the game are arranged on this puzzle. But so much of the puzzle was just like this weird dark brown. It was a little challenging to put together. Alright, we can do the wrecked ship now. Whoops, you came out of the floor to say hi. Brickroad, the attic is probably going to be fun. Is that the room you're talking about that's really super difficult to get through? Nope, just a pain in the butt, that's all. Or should I say more of a pain in the butt than usual. This time we don't have to go through the spike room E-tank. We got that going for us. We have no need to go in there whatsoever. I'm actually not totally certain it's possible, to be honest with you. It might not actually be tenable because of the way that the water would work in those rooms. We might have to wait until we have the gravity suit if we wanted to go in there at all. Spoilers, I don't. So I'm not. And I can't. And I didn't. I need you to back off, son. Or maybe I don't. No, I want to go through here. That's right. Okay. I'm actually a little surprised that the electric drips do seem to work correctly. They do seem to drip the proper directions. Because I've been caught by electric drips on these areas here. It's also nice to know that you can actually... Whoa! I'm going to hit the save point anyway, because I've got 53 energy, and I don't know how filled my reserve tanks are, and I have one fewer reserve tank than I normally do. I need to use a power bomb here, actually, because if I use a regular bomb, I risk opening the door, and I don't want to open the door. Doors are mean and bad. Yeah, I think I'm going to hit this save room up here. The flashing door is not the save room. Hi there, buddy. Let's not accidentally go through... Oh, this is going to be a ball situation here, isn't it? A Metamorph, I think. Getting up and over here. I think. Maybe we can powerbomb something open. How did this fit together? Oh, it just gets destroyed. Okay, with bombs. Down we go. Yeah, when you're rocking 38 energy, the thing to do is take a safety save. I'm not sure how filled my reserves are, and I didn't take the Norfair reserve tank, so... Actually, I don't have one more energy tank than usual, because I took the Brinstar one, but I'm lacking the Norfair reserve tank, which I normally do take. And there's other... It'll even out in the end, because we're... Actually, it won't even out in the end, because we're not going to go back for that Norfair reserve tank. We're going to be down one the whole time. Oops. Maybe I'll go take Mama Turtle. I usually don't take Mama Turtle, but... Yep, there's this room now. But it should be fine. We'll just be cognizant of everything. We don't actually have to get the item down there. It's just a missile pack, and I'm not interested. So we're just going to climb the room and kill the bad guys as we go. Shoutouts to Room Fox for sponsoring this video. If you liked the video and you want to see more, please tickle my thumb, leave a friendly comment, and ring my little bell.